looking at those hundreds of thousands of images and working with all the flights that you have and the imagery that you have, do you still find things new on the Earth below when you study it?
It's amazing, but one does. Yes, you keep seeing new things. I think the biggest source of newness recently was the more detailed lenses that are used, the longer focal length lenses, which seem to show, sometimes we feel a whole new planet. We thought we knew it quite well, except for the rainforests. And now there's a whole bunch of new detail, new relationships, new geometries that we hadn't been very much aware of before. Yeah,
it's fascinating.
A whole planet full of newness.
So it's not a subject really that gets old.
Not by any means. Well, not for some of us anyway.
Well, and I know that astronauts, since they first began flying in space, have always been captivated by the views out the window and unerringly report that as one of the favorite features of their flights when they return.
I think so, yeah. There's an open patch in the middle of the picture, lower middle right now, probably as a result of agricultural developments in the rainforest, and coming in on the right again as well. We've been crossing this rainforest for a long time now. This is real time speed in a sense. A new continent. This looks like a southern continent, a dry southern subtropical continent. I see coral offshore, and that straight line of coral islands, the light blue islands just offshore, is so straight that we recognize this as the coastline of Mozambique, off the southeast coast of Africa, looking into the Mozambique Channel.
And this a close-up of the same area?
It would seem to be so. Yeah, I think it may be. Well, here we get back to Cuba and the Grand Banks of the Bahamas. With a reddish colouring at the bottom of the picture being the sun glint effect. If you went on further out of the picture, you'd probably see the bright disk of the sun, too bright really to look at. This combination of very bright snow-covered mountaintops and deep dark valleys is typical of the big mountain chains, especially further north. So this could be the Himalayas or the Rocky Mountains or the Alps. But it's starting to look like the Rocky Mountains by these long deep valleys. The Rocky Mountains have got some of the biggest valleys that go parallel with the mountain front. You can see a big dark valley stretching across the top of the picture there, or lower left to top right. Again, moving from the northwest to the southeast, coming onto the inland side of the Rocky Mountains, more than likely.
This the Canadian Rockies?
Yes, just north of the U.S. border, British Columbia, that sort of area. With the towns of Calgary and Edmonton coming into the top of the picture at some stage, I'd expect. The lighter areas again representing farmland in what are known as the prairie provinces of Canada, where the wheat production is very high. Continuing on into the prairie provinces, maybe getting into the plain states of the U.S. That very rectangular field pattern is typical of North America almost exclusively. Looks to be a great lake in the lower left of the picture, but certainly a North American view because of the shape of the field patterns.
And is this all clouds or snow in this picture also?
I see some snow going out of the picture lower left. I see sunglint on a lake in the middle, maybe a lake with ice, and the rest is cloud. Yes, maybe some contrails out far left. And some wave clouds right in the middle of the view right now. Those little parallel lines. This is one of the Great Lakes by the look of it. Maybe Georgian Bay just off the top of Lake Huron. We're coming into the southern peninsula of the state of Michigan. Coming into the picture on the right there. Good example of sediment plumes in the lake, lower left. Two lakes appear at the top of the view, a much muddier lake on the left and a clear lake on the right, and of course a coastline across the view right now. These two lakes I recognize because of the shape of the shoreline on the inboard side, a kind of scoop shape. These are the Lagoas dos Patos in southernmost Brazil, near the big city of Porto Alegre. High clouds and low clouds over probably a fairly dry landmass. The browns right at the bottom, dimly seen through the clouds, indicate a dry landmass, some semi-desert, or at least not a wet landmass. There may also be some dust in the atmosphere. Hard to recognize quite where we are. Nice example of the difference between high cloud, which is most of what you see, and the low cloud catching the light at the bottom of the picture. There's a river coming into the view near the right-hand side at the top. That has the look of the Rio Grande in New Mexico. Or maybe it's a river in northernmost Mexico. The dark lines are forested mountaintops, we can say that for sure, and the redder, lighter areas are the plains where there would be ranching and farming activities.